Hello guys, I'm going to race today, the 10K. The weather is very good. It's 10K in my hometown for the shoe choice of the Nike Vaporfly Next Percent. And I'm aiming for a personal best. I hope to run below 31 minutes, close to 30 minutes. Yeah, it's around 20 degrees. 15 would be perfect, but looking forward to the race. And I will take some shots and let you know how it goes today. Let's go! Well, this is the next day, back from the race. Here are some shots from the race. I wasn't able to film during the race because I don't take the GoPro with me during the race, although my family and friends were along the course to take some photos. Well, it didn't go fully according to plan. I was hoping to aim for a podium spot and at least, like I mentioned, below 31 minutes and a bit faster maybe. But at the start of the race, I had to make a tactical choice. We were in a group of 6 until 2 kilometers and then started to break open. It already felt a bit warm, the conditions. It was around 21 degrees and I chose to maybe still hold on to a fast time and race tactical and stick to the second group. So we were 3 in front and then another group of 3 with me. But the second half or the second split was not that great. Here you see the split times down below in the screen. Yeah, so probably because of some warm conditions, the race didn't go fully to plan, and the second half was pretty tough. But still came away with a 6th place, which I'm a bit proud of course, but was hoping for more. But it was nice to race on the streets of my hometown again, and hopefully next time I can aim for a faster race. Um, but because of the conditions, 21 degrees, I didn't expect it to impact my race that much, but therefore I did some digging on how temperature affects racing times. I showed you some information and figures about racing under warm conditions.
Let's take a look at 2 graphs. First, we see a graph here showing percentage of performance loss versus temperature. In the marathon though. In this study, they analyzed the results of more than 1.7 million participants in the Berlin, Boston, Chicago, London, New York and Paris marathons between 2001 and 2010. At too low of a temperature, we are forced to put on extra clothes to prevent us from suffering from the cold and our body from cooling down too much. Extra clothing leads to extra weight and hinders our freedom of movement. Also, you need to spend energy on keeping the body warm instead of cold. During warmer conditions though, the performance loss can be very abundant, even up to 10% or more. Exercising in the heat increases the amount of oxygen we need, since some blood flow is redirecting from working muscles to the skin in order to cool our bodies. This results in increased lactate production and a higher heart rate. The second table I show you is the relationship between optimal temperature and the race distance. The relationship from this figure makes sense. At short distance, your muscles benefit from warm weather and you don't need to suffer from warm up. On the long distance, it's become increasingly important that you can lose the heat you produce to the air, and therefore a lower temperature is better. Last, it's interesting to see that the better you trained, there's less impact on performance from the heat, because you can better maintain a higher heart rate and reduce lactate in your system. The blue line here in this graph is the elite level athletes, and the purple and green lines represent amateur runners.
Of course, you runners out there are well aware that it takes a lot more effort at a warm condition to keep a high running pace. And there are, of course, also other conditions who impact your running performance, like wind, humidity, rain, cloud cover. But as I found out, heat or temperature is definitely the main aspect which influences your running performance. The good news is though that running in the heat does get easier over time. So some acclimatization to warm conditions definitely helps. Research showed that your VO2 max and also your lactate threshold improves during running in warmer temperatures. But acclimatization takes time, and therefore you need to run at least several weeks under warm conditions to get adapted to the heat. It's also probably why during the summer months, in the first month when it gets pretty hot, your body is not adapted yet to the heat and it feels tougher than at the end of the summer. Well, I got some tips for running under hot conditions. The first one we already tackled. You should try to adapt to the heat, which takes several weeks. So maybe a race at the start of the summer is not the best idea, or under very hot conditions, which you didn't train in yet. The second, you should be well hydrated during, but especially before the race. During a long distance race, your body loses a lot of water with sweat, so hydration is very important. And last, during warm conditions, it can also be very beneficial to cool yourself down at the water stations in the race. So don't be afraid to throw some water at you, especially above 20 degrees. Your body can cool down with it easier.
I hope to see you again on this channel, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And as always, if you still go out there today, have fun and get on the run.